Hallihallo, Hallöchen und herzlich willkommen zurück bei dem verrückten Vogel aus der Nachbarschaft. Und Motori hier und jetzt mit Frosch im Hals. Ey, oh Gott, ey. Genau beim Kack-Intro, weißt du, kommt der scheiß Frosch und schleicht sich rein. Und dachte ich so, jetzt, ey, du alle Socken, na, du zu später Stunde. Wie steht's? Schön, dass du reinschaust. Alles gut bei dir? Ey, jetzt geht's los hier. Jetzt kannst du gleich wieder abhauen, Junge. So viel dazu, Alter. Ich trinke erstmal meine Hagebutte, ja, das habe ich auch gerade festgestellt. Du kannst die Leute auf deiner eigenen Größenkategorie bitte anspucken. Na, was geht? Also, wie gesagt, du Mist kriegst, ich habe gerade, weswegen auch immer, einen übelsten Frosch im Hals. Aber ansonsten geht's super. Bisschen verschwitzt, ne? Scheiß Wetter. Oder was ist scheiß Wetter? Es ist eigentlich, draußen ist es angenehm, aber es ist mega schwül. Deswegen auch immer, ne? Richtig frech. Lässt den Tori einfach schwitzen. Könnte ja glatt sein, als würde ich abnehmen wollen. So, Pause. So, dann drücken wir schon mal auf Lageme. So, hallo? Ah, Ton an, ganz wichtig, nicht vergessen. So, genau, Sperrscreen und let's go. Kein wobbelndes Bild mehr, das finde ich gut, Und sonst, Ray? Du alle Socke? Da, Avalon Fay, genau, da wollen wir ja weitermachen, da wo wir aufgehört haben. Du. Zack. Und zack. Yes. Bitte. Natürlich wollen wir den Quest starten. Oh Gott, ey. Der Frosch ärgert mich immer noch. Hagebutte, heiße Hagebutte. Konskaya, that servant we saw with Murian, right? Jetzt wollte ich schon Reit sagen, ey, auf Deutsch, ey. Baron seemed to think she was dangerous, but does that mean she's a problem that he has to deal with too? Ja, ich glaub schon. Honestly, I'm still not entirely sure about that. There's no doubt that she's fundamentally incompatible with humanity as a whole, but we also never faced her directly just yet. She did try to kill us during the attack on Chaldea base, but that was probably just her following the foreign god's orders. She also made a habit of toying with local populace in each Lostbelt, but I think that's just her way of enacting Retribution. Und nicht vergessen, immer schön auf YouTube auch reinschauen, ne? Wir müssen grinden, da hilft doch nichts weiter, ne? Und was ist los? Kommt der Rain um zu spucken und haut da wieder instant ab. Richtig frech. She basically took the existing system of exploitation in a given world, like the relationship between the ruling class and the lower class, and exaggerated them. She may hate humanity, but she's never tried to obliterate it. That said, she's been making a point of collecting creatures from each Lostbelt, which never existed in proper human history. Also that she's the immature form of a beast, an evil bent on destroying humanity. Would put her pretty firmly in the evil camp. Yep, 100%ig. If Queen Sky were just acting as Murian's bodyguard, that's between them. We'd have no business interfering. But if she's adding to her collection here too, then we can't just sit back and do nothing. It's really only a matter of time when she turns those creatures against us. Stopping them now is just a kind of self-defense, so we don't have to fight them off later. I see. I think I understand why she's so dangerous now. In which case, she must be after Carnunus? Mirror. The Mirror. We headed to the Borg where the dragons swim. Oh, der Drache! We sure are. That weird fairy came trundling up to that pitch-black pool one day. With an umbrella in tow, even though no one besides us should know about it. Then she kicked out the Moors, and last I saw was she was doing something nasty to the dragon's corpse. Oh! The dragon's corpse, she's after Albion. Damn it, has she no shame at all? That thing has gotta be like a national treasure, and a tourist like her has a right to take it. Come on, let's hurry. Plus minus Frosch im Hals. Klack. Reach! Moors! There's a whole bunch of Moors here. Ja, das habe ich gesehen. Run for it, everyone! Forget about the dragon's corpse, don't throw your lives away! Don't worry, we'll be fine. Luckily there aren't many pure fairies here, so we can handle a bunch of Moors. Oh, but make sure you stand back, Habitode. We don't want to risk a worst case scenario. Don't be daft, you idiot. There's no time to be worrying about me. Their poison is super deadly. Make sure your healers are ready to go. Imoto! If I have to, I go fight these things myself. Na dann. Let's go. Was sagt denn eigentlich Limit? Geh weg, 3 ist, ja, okay. Keine Ahnung. Egal. Oh, warte mal, wir haben. Oh, guck mal hier, das ist. Ja, gut. Ich sehe schon, worauf das hinausläuft. Zack. Einmal für dich. Nochmal Avenger. Was war. Na, Mooncancer war natürlich gut gegen Avenger, ne? Haha, wer hätte das gedacht? Warte mal. Wo ist Mami? Mami Miyamoto. Let's go. Wenn Drösche, dann richtig, ne? Ada, Mama. Und jetzt in Miyamotos Voice, das wäre... Genau. Die sind ja übelst gebufft, die Viecher. Was geht mit denen schief? Warte mal, erstmal... Na, erstmal hier. Ja. Passt doch. Ziemlich gut, oder? Was? So, du. Welt brauche ich momentan nicht. Krieg ich eh nicht. Drittel. Okay. Drauf da. Beautiful Journey. Oh, lecker Hagebutte. Wie ich es gesagt habe, ne? Itemeo! Ich hab's gewusst. Ich kann gleich wieder. Ascha! Ich kann gleich nochmal ulten. Aber ich habe Altria. Damit haben sie bestimmt nicht gerechnet. Warte mal. Magnaiso. Schön erstmal heilen von den Debuffs. Wir brauchen schon Debuffs, ne? Adauno Caliban. So, und bye bye. Yes. Itemeo. Hey, weg damit. Och, der ist wieder voll. Ich glaube, das endet ziemlich schneller als gedacht. Piu. Und das, obwohl ich NPCs benutzen muss. Das ah. Als ob das einen Unterschied macht, weißt du. Jetzt gucken sie mich nur blöd an. Aha. Am Arsch, hä? Am Arsch. So, ach, wir hatten nicht noch anvisiert. So. Ja gut, ich glaube, das wird jetzt gleich wehtun, oder? So, Luca, Wakaso, sagt er. Triple Ulti, ne? Bon Viaggio, Matao, Shokun. Und jetzt ist Game Over.
そこに至るはあまたの研鑽気づきに気づいた刀塚八重垣作るは戦時の刃知った成仏していきな
Ja, bye bye. Tschüss. Ja, als ob das jetzt noch was bringt, weißt du? Ja, als ob.
こんなところかま
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Ja. Über diese Trash Mobs. Crap! 3 wasn't bad enough? No, there's even more. Something's not right here. Moors wouldn't gas on their own like this. It's gotta be a trap, Kaya said. She must really not want anyone getting past here. I mean, she already got Morse under the thumb. This Kaya lady must be even more trouble than I thought. In fact, now I think about it. Oder that I can believe you knew that she was like and still greeted her in gloss like it was no big deal anymore. Ja, gut, ne? I can really argue with that. What else could she have done back then? Miriam was there too, you know. Now, quite gripping and get back to fighting. If you can't end this, I'm gonna end up using my noble phantasm them dry. Keep those enchantments coming, Altria. I pull off the 3 Tsumukari in a row if that's what it takes, even if I have to burn my own spirit origin for the fuel. Jo, der alte Mann, ne? Ha, does that mean servant spirit origins are flammable? Can't speak for everyone's, but mine is. Look, don't worry about it. Like I said, just keep them coming. When you've been standing at the forge as long as I have, losing an eye or legs stops seeming like such a big... What's the big deal? Blaps! Ich glaube, da hat sich jemand Drittes eingemischt. Oh. Lancelot. Tablet Lancelot, what are you doing here? Never mind that. I'm going to clear out these more. Stand back, Child of Prophecy. You're only getting in my way. No way, that's the Child of Prophecy? No, that damn Nightcall. I couldn't tell it was her. But now that I'm getting a better look at her, I can sense it too. Yay! She's finally made it back to the entrance to paradise. This is great. What a relief. And all of her purposes have finally been fulfilled. Hello, Britain's Bell of Ending. 31 with the highest of callings, the second Avalon La Fée. Boys. Oh, ich habe mit eingerechnet, aber nicht mit Lancelot, Mann. Also ich habe wirklich mit eingerechnet, ne? Yes. Yes. Einfach yes, egal was kommt, weißt du. Weiter, weiter. Wenn da fällt dann Schrei da. Ich glaube... Warum war ich gerade so... Oh, wie gehört. I see none of you were hurt or killed. Not that this is any of my concern. I can't believe she just took out all those Moors by herself. Ja, easy peasy, ne? You didn't come here to save us, did you? No, I suppose. I could have just left you to your own devices. But this place is special to me, so I didn't want Moors ruining it, that's all. So you're not going to fight the Child of Prophecy? Yes, I will, but now. I know there's going to be a war eventually. And there's... Vitamlin will lead a charge against the Child of Prophecy and the Foreign Mage. There's no need to rush things. When the time comes, I will make your death so execration that your souls will flee your bodies from the pain alone. Oh, danke, your sex. So cool and sadistic, you're pretty ugly on the inside. For a fairy said to be the most beautiful in Britain, aren't you? Me? The most beautiful? That's very kind of you to say, but no, I'm not the most beautiful fairy in Britain. Well, maybe if you value function over form, but true beauty has nothing to do with combat ability. I'm embarrassing to talk about this. I really need to learn what this isn't appropriate for fairies one of these days. Anyway, I take it you are all here to ring the bell of pilgrimage. If you are, then just turn around and leave if I were you. There's nothing like that here anymore. Anything that used to be here has long time since been... Okay. Jetzt hast du mich eingeholt mit der Story. Echt? Yikes, you scared me. Did you see a ghost or something? Oh, Kacke. Echt? Du hast doch nicht weitergemacht? Yes, I'm looking at one. Have you guys really not noticed until just now? That's a Nightcall. If it's here, it must be from the Mirror Clan. I see, so that's what it was calling to me. Huh? No, you got it all wrong. We don't begrudge anyone anything. We already did everything we had to do. We have nothing left to tell you. More importantly, are you sure you don't want to hurry to the bog? Otherwise, you might be too late to stop that outsider from taking your homeland for yourself. Yep. Phew. Come on, Lancelot. Or no, Lancelot. We can't let Sky get away with this, right? Ja, nee. Definitiv nicht. Keep out. Was? Das ist echt eingezäunt mit Keep out? Oder willst du mich verarschen? Ja gut, einfach mal. That NFFF Keyboard Table looks out of place here. Ein bisschen, ne? Hier so ein bisschen. What are these hideous bindings doing here? How dare you wade into our lake with your dirty feet? Zack. Dirty feet? For the nerve. I'll have you know I'm very fond of this dress Lady Miriam gave me. So I've been toiling away at this, excavating from there, as you can see. Ey, aber wisst ihr, was richtig cool wäre, Jurik? Wenn wir sämtliche Outfits irgendwann von der kriegen würden, kurz Chaos für freischalten, das wäre auch geil, oder? Unfortunately, these Moors I just acquired have been unable to either transport or destroy it. Oh ja, das ist richtig cool. Ja, richtig cool Outfits. So I was nearly on the verge of writing the whole thing off as a loss. But luckily, even though these bones are worthless junk to me now, it seems mistreating them a little was the right choice. Now I'll get my hands on the tamlin I've been waiting and hoping for. This hour, you must be an immature beast. Hold it right there, Korenskaya. Tajir, what are you all doing here? Those bones must be what is left of Albion's corpse. Whatever Korenskaya wants with them, we can't let her get it. Come on, Imoto, we need to help Lancelot. I don't know what Korenskaya is after, but whatever it is, it can be good. Ja, das stimmt schon, ne? This time we are gonna cut off all of her tail and send them packing, oh god. What was that? Not dreadfully crude. Not all of us world-class beauties ruin nations, you know? Well, if anything, I'm doing humanity a favor. I'd say what I'm doing is philanthropy. Yeah. But I suppose trying to get you all to see reason is a fool's errand, since you can't even see what the blight this thing actually is. All this hard work I put in to acquire this fine specimen of a weapon, and you've all ruined it. You know, I think this may be a fine occasion to finally get rid of you all. Jetzt auf einmal. Blub, 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 blub. Uh-oh. Stand back, everyone. Something huge is coming out of the bog. Is that a dragon? Could it be Alan? Nah, ich denk mal eher. No, what are you? Blind? It's just another mouse. You're all brown in the brains, aren't you? You'll never be matched for Morgan like that. Hey, you can't blame Altria for being confused. These match energy levels, I'd say. You're as high as the Calamity in Norwich, if not higher. Oh, ja gut, ja, schönen Dank. You're right, I didn't want to believe it. But this water is all made up of the same stuff as Moors. It's literally dripping with animosity towards fairies. We're basically surrounded by Moors now, there's no escape. Ja gut, ne? That's right, there's where Albion's dead flesh rotted away, becoming the most foul substance in all of Britain. And that's not all, this is also where the northern fairies were massacred in the War of Spring. For 8,000 years, the hatred has festered away in this natural cauldron. Albion itself may be no more than a pile of bones now. But it's no trouble to collect all the magical elements that were left here and make them into what they used to be. What are you saying? Are you planning to seal Albion's corpse, since perished all alone in the sea of nothingness? Of course not. My clients wouldn't be interested in acquiring a zombie. No, this is strictly a one-time deal. I return to its old decayed flesh once all of Shadia is dead. Besides, you're the thing I'm really after. Haven't I already mentioned that? You see, Lord Beryl gave me a juicy super secret bit of info. You're a living Albion, so I'm going to take you away from here and keep you all to myself. Oh, deswegen die zweite Form. Oh, Lancelot ist Albion? No, as much as I hate to cut short a chat about my fabulous products, I'm afraid I must. Good day, Sheldon. Thank you so much for your patronage these last several months. Now allow me to escort you down to the depths of hell where you couldn't wait for Britain's destruction. Das war was wir sehen. Blub, 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 blub. Blub, 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 blub. This is way worse than it was in Norwich. It's suicide to fight a Moors of this scale without mesh protection. We gotta find a way to retreat to back those ruins. The hell is this? Don't be fooled, this thing is all bark and no bite. Sure, this bog curse is powerful, but it's not the real calamity. That weird lady up there is just giving it a temporary form. You guys can take this thing easily. Now come on and kick its butt, Moto. This is no time to be hanging out here. Mash is waiting for you to come get an Orkney. Really, Happy Cat? Woo woo! Damn, just when I thought I'd broken their spirits. If only that odd little fairy hadn't stuck her nose in. Let's go! Fine, I help you all here. Just this once, I'm going to disable the name and gift her majesty bestowed on me. Because if that really is Albion's animated flesh, then I'm the only one who can burn it away. Hear me, I'm not the knight known as Lancelot. My true name is Melusine, Melusine of the Dark Borg. I am the descendant of Albion, given by my name by the most beautiful being alive. Na dann. Ist die bestimmt ganz vorne. Ah, ja. Ich weiß schon, was ich mache. Warte mal, zeigt's mir an. Ja. Natürlich Avenger. Das denn gedacht, nicht wahr? Lass mich raten. Mir zeigt's keine Altria an. Yep. Hab ich mir schon gedacht. Na, komm her. Merlin! Merlin ist da. Ich denke mal, ich werde mich auf... oh, die ist sogar... die sind beide MP5. Sehe ich gerade, die sind beide MP5. Ah, ich sehe noch was weiteres. Warte mal. Whip. Yep. Whip. So viel dazu. Na gut, dann nehme ich halt dich rein. Du kriegst das. Na. Hier, du kriegst das. Na ja. Mamareko, bringt ganz viel Damage. Ich muss sagen, Feuer frei. Jetzt go. Jetzt muss ich mal gucken. Oh, ich weiß gar nicht, wie das mit ihrer Ulti war. Was erst. Lancelot war das. Pool of Calamity. Wow, okay. Ach, Guts, die haben Guts. Jetzt muss ich mir erstmal die Skills von erstmal durchlesen. First and Second Ascension Form. Turn to Third Ascension Form. Interchange Noble Vertassen. Significant Increase MP Gorge. Invincible. Warte mal, was hat sie jetzt? Nein, ich will gucken. Overcharge, die Signal Damage to Increase Damage. Single Enemy. Ja gut, dann mach ich erstmal Single Enemy und dann hau ich danach ihre komplette. Relax. Gaserate. Da habe ich keine. Hier. Was? Zu schade, dass ich keine Dings habe, ne? Aber ich glaube, ich werde Full Power gehen. Erst Merlin, dann Luke und dann. Boom!
そこは壁もなく城もなく国すらない始まりの空魂のありかを見せようか
Garden of Avalon! Erstmal Melusine, danach wird bestimmt den Namen von ihr aufgedeckt. Damage! Damage hoch! Araundo Caliban! Jetzt ist das erste Mal, dass wir die Ulti sehen, weil ich hab die ja nicht gezogen! Weil FGO hat nie gesagt! Let's go! Ich schon! Weiter rein! Damage Second Plus und Caesar! Ja genau, buff dich erstmal. Raps! So, jetzt. Zweite Form! Zack! Oh! Kimi! Haben wir noch was anderes? Warte mal, haben wir... Counting over. Warte mal, was haben wir noch hinten? Haben wir... Ja, ach so, funktioniert die. Ja.
さて
Counting over. Guck dir so an, guck jetzt das tut jetzt richtig
最
weh.
高のカードを
Kimi. Guck mal, jetzt wird's richtig wehtun.
ちゃんとね最悪もっと早く
Jetzt wird's richtig wehtun. Jetzt, das tut jetzt richtig weh.
この名はアルビオン教会を開く最後の竜
Der Sound, richtig geil.
ジョフロワからフロモンへ時を示せ行けいたいと波暴れるの
Oder Powerkill. Die hat 2 Ultis. Guck mal, weil es so schön ist, gleich nochmal. Das war unnötig, Mann.
ちゃんと命令して
Das war unnötig, aber egal. Komm gleich nochmal. Weil die Ulti sah richtig cool aus,
この名
oder?
はアルビオン教会を開く最後の竜ジョフロワからフロモンへ時を示せ
Und tschüss.
行けいたいと今のうちに準備
Das war so easy, Mann. Das war so easy
悪
gerade.
くない空っぽの胸が弾むようだ
Voll mit Doppelmerlin, Mann. Doppelmerlin hat es. Nein! Nein, warum, Mann? Nein, Mann, warum hab ich krieg Level Up. Ja, nee, Mann. Warum krieg ich ein Level Up? Ich hab das so oder so immer schon zu viel AP, Mann. Oh Gott, jetzt die Leiste wieder übervoll. Tuning revealed. Melocene. Er lacht dich. Richtig frech. Richtig frech, Mann. Mal gucken, wie viel Ausdauer wir haben jetzt. Guck mal, 177. Ach. Der kostet doch 0, weißt du, danach extra. Mit Absicht. Das ist mit Absicht. Warum ist das so warm? Ich schwitze. Schmatz, Schmatz. Und Blops. Beast. Zack. She got her. Die Frage ist, wie genau? Yep, that's Lancelot Arundite. She just destroyed Queen Sky's Spirit Core, no question. Ja. Ich glaube, das sah nicht so aus, als ob... What the fuck? She's gone? What happened? Melocene? I thought you'd killed her. Lancelot, in this form I am Tamlin Lancelot. Yo, what the fuck? Aber erstmal, zack, kurz, Sky gewone-shottet. I'll tell you nothing unless you call me by the name. Not that there is anything I want to tell you in any case. Okay, Lancelot, we won't mention that other name again. But it looks like you're just as strong even without your gifted name. In fact, you might even be weaker as Lancelot, so if you want to go by that name, you won't hear us complain. Exactly. Thank you for being so understanding. Ooh, no problem. I'm flattered you think so. But anyway, what happened with Koenskaya? Should we assume she got away? Well, maybe. Should have gone for her head, not her heart. The beast was still weak since she wasn't fully grown, but she had vitality to spare. If I'd guess, I'd say she has several lives though. She should at least be incapacitated for a few days. I'm just glad she's gone for now. Our thanks to you, Lancelot. Lady Lancelot, wollte ich gerade mal sagen. Ne? Oh good, I knew that of course, but I'm glad to see you do too. This is great, no old Lord Skelly will stick around for a long time yet. Without Lord Skelly, the lake would have filled back with the regular ocean. Then the border between the surface and the spirit cavern would fall apart and Lady Ainsel would be sad. Lord Skelly, is that really what the Mirror Clan called Albion? Yep, it's easy to tell who you mean that way, right? Anyway, why don't we go back? The longer you stay here, the worse you're gonna feel. I'm getting that. Yeah, the poison is strong enough to affect the spirit origins. I don't even want to think about the genetic effects it can have on living creatures. Besides, while I'd love to investigate Albion's corpse further, we have something else that needs doing right now. By the way, Jurik, hast du eigentlich auch Lancelot gezogen gehabt? Let's go back to those runes then. How about you, Lancelot? Ja, zum zweiten Mal! Oh, krass, richtig geil. Dann nützt dir das ja auch mit der zweiten Form richtig was. Weil damit kriegst du ja so oder so 100%. Das große Schweigen? What? What is it? It's all you want, you're not going to find a weakness. It's not that I was just wondering what you being living Albion means. Level 5? Nee, ich meine, ich hab's dir gerade schon zum zweiten Mal gesagt. Hey, was? Ich weiß von nix. Weißt ja. Also I have to say, Melusine is a lovely name. I can't believe she just blotted that out. Even Harbitrud knew better than to bring it up. Dass ich sie gezogen hab. Spannerei. Nee, habt ihr nur MP1? Spannerei, hä? MP2 wäre noch ein bisschen cooler. That has nothing to do with you. It's not worth talking about. Lancelot is Albion's left claw. Oh. When the planet turned into the Sea of Nothingness, Albion, who didn't make it back to paradise, exhausted their strength and died when they fell from the sky. But even though their core, their heart had stopped, the flesh lived on right before their body completely fell apart. They cut off their left claw. That left claw was Melusine before this new life. It was her in this lake for a long time. Not even... Oh god, oh, Frosch. Not even sure if it was alive or dead. Ugh. Gut, sogar echt das Wetter mal ein bisschen Hagebutte nachfüllen. Ganz, ganz wichtig. Mehr Tee für die Tori. Boah. Das war sehr schön. What? I didn't see anything like that last time I was here. Quark. Quark? Du es jetzt so, als ob die Ente hier wäre? Oder was los? I'm sure it didn't. Before I looked like this, I was just a filthy clump of flesh. I had no muscle, no bones, no cilia, no hair, no joy, no fun, no sadness und no suffering. Ja, hab ich schon. Zu spät. Schluff, schluff. I didn't even know I was a dragon, or what I would have liked to be. I may have been alive, but I wasn't truly living. I was just a thing wiggling in the darkness of the bog. But then one day... Ach, guck mal. Please stop this, Lady Aurora. You're going to dirty yourself. Any creature living in a bog like this must be even filthier than the moors. Why would you say something like that? Just look at it, how much it's struggling to reach the light. It's okay, this lake is quite shallow. I'm sure even I can help it. Eee! What is that thing? It looks like rotten fruit! Please get away from it, Lady Aurora. You'll ruin your dress. Oh my, you poor thing. You must be so cold. You're not a water fairy, are you? Hello there, darling. One. Oh, darling one. Oh, good morning, I think. Yes, that's better. My name is Aurora. What's yours? Not if we're friends. Could I offer you some tea? Only if you'd like tea, of course. Ach, guck mal, Aurora hat sie gefunden. I met someone who had no reservations about cradling a creature like me in their arms. It was the first time I'd seen something beautiful. That was when I gained this form. I was no more than a bunch of cells, but once I saw her, I knew I wanted to be just like her. It was the first thing I've ever wanted. And now I have this body, along with the name she gave me, Melusine. So you didn't have muscles or bones, or even cilia to transport cells? You must have been something like an amoeba then. But then, once you saw a model for a new way to be, you transformed into a fairy? Yes, that's right. Amazing, isn't it? It truly was a miracle. Nobody else would have ever thought about or thought to go into that dark muddy bog, let alone cradle me like that. That's why my life belongs to her. My whole reason for being is making her wishes come true. But she had duties she couldn't neglect, so we couldn't be together forever. 100 years ago, the Earth Wind King Fang clans were so afraid of the calamity that they began fighting amongst themselves again. So at High Queen Morgan's suggestion, I became Tamlin Lancelot to bring the fighting to an end. So that's why I'm the only Tamlin who doesn't have her own army or domain. Tristan Borthis hates fairies, Gawain Bargas loves fairies, humans too. What about you, Lancelot? How do you feel about them? Did you just start caring for Percival on a whim? No, I didn't. I love Percival deeply. Whoa! Love? I watched over him for 10 years, ever since he was a little boy. Every time he grew bigger and I was stronger, my heart felt like it would burst with joy, uncertainty, loneliness and gratitude. I wasn't the best mentor, sister or even friend. I've dreamed of a future where Percival could live happily, like the humans in proper human history, so many times though. But not only did he decline High Queen Morgan's invitation, he went and formed that silly round table army. I don't know how he turned out to be such a delinquent. I certainly didn't raise him that way. If you really wrote about Percival, you could still fight besides him, you know? I can't do that. I have to be a Tamlin, that's why I obey High Queen Morgan. Whether the Child of Prophecy's cause is just or not, doesn't matter. I made a deal with Her Majesty. I had my reasons, and I'm going to honor the deal. Ja gut, ich würde mal sagen, wir haben ein kleines Problem. Klacks, nur minimalistisch hoffentlich. Alright, this should be far enough. Besides, it's time I return to Camelot. I see you later on the battlefield, as enemies. You really going to fight Percival? He chooses his path for himself. I have to respect that. But don't tell him you talk to me, it'll only be painful for him. Bye, good luck in the Battle of Camelot! The Geistmann. Well, there she goes. She left as quickly as she came, just like the last time. Does that mean she... It's okay, it's all in the past now. I'm not upset. Everyone in Mirror Clan can see the future. We all know when we're going to die. It's hard to tell present from future. We feel like we're dead from the moment we were born. So we have no regrets, no desire for revenge or anything like that. Dying just hard. That's all. I don't feel bad for Einzel though. She was our leader, our princess, so she was always worried about the whole clan's future. She put so much pressure on herself, always worried about how to find a way for us all to survive. She put all that on herself. She kept apologizing to the whole clan right up to the moment we all died. Truth is, she's the one who was supposed to become a Nightcall. But I didn't want her to keep having to apologize to us even after we all died, so I volunteered to be the messenger instead. Messenger? So you have a message for the Child of Prophecy? Yep. There's no Bell of Pilgrimage in this city, only the clan heads have those. And since Einzel was destroyed along with her, I'm afraid you'll have to find a replacement somewhere else. Also, this is kind of hard to say, but... Oh. Das ist wohl Abschied, eh? Bye bye. The last thing Einzel had to say was... Child of Prophecy will come here twice. First time will be to live, second time will be to die. I see. Thank you, Mirror. I remember that, I promise. Take care of yourself, okay? I'm glad you turned out to be such a kind Child of Prophecy. Make sure you don't hold anything back or second guess yourself. Just go out there and save Britain. Save the rest of us fairies. Blim. Noch mehr, was nix kostet, ne? Noch mehr, was nix kostet. Da läuft wohl jemand gleich aus, Ja. I can't believe this. How could she have crushed my heart through the 6 take clones I sent out? Oh, what a disaster. All that work I did to raise one of my tails gone just like that. The plan was to send one of my 9 lost tails to each Lostbelt so they could all learn and gain unique experiences. And once all 9 tails had matured, I was going to become a beast that would have easily surpassed that swarmy fox maiden. But now the whole thing's ruined. Oh well, guess I'll just have to give up then. Alter, ganz geil. Really now that I think about it, couldn't have actually grown all 9 tails anyway, since there are only 7 Lostbelts. Fufu? Fu? Alright, let's try to look at the bright side of this. Do I cut my losses and move on, or do I stay put? Albion's body was just a pile of bones, and since it doesn't have any fur, there's no way for me to control it. Aber Sache ist, and Lady Melusine is no longer a beast, but a fairy akin to a heroic spirit. It's too late for me to acquire her either. I'd be a pretty big loss if I pulled out of Britain now, but I don't see much reason to stay at this point. Well, at least I found some good reference material for a private casino resort and private pyramid zoo. I plan to build one day. Casino. I do feel bad about leaving Lady Mirror in the lurch, but... Oh, leaving so soon? You're every bit as heartless as you seem. Oberon? Oh my, look what the moth dragged in. Well, if it isn't so-called Fairy King who asked me to wipe out Woodwoo's reinforcements without Lady Imoto finding out. In exchange for telling me where I could find Albion. Of course you didn't say at that time that the information you were peddling was worthless. You knew Albion was no good to me when you made the deal, didn't you? Oh. Of course I did. Why would I go out of my way to help one of Shajir's enemies? Besides, I only told you where you could find Albion's grave. You getting what you want from it was never part of the deal. Now would you cut the sickening slander before I get forcibly reacquainted with my breakfast? Oh very well, it may have been no more than a rotted corpse, but it was still the last pure-blooded dragon. If I couldn't make it my kin, I was still able to extract some valuable information from its bone structure. I should at least provide a good base structure for the Grand Tamamu Shrine, aka Advanced Avenging Armament, currently under construction at NFF Services Headquarters. Wait, ist das der Panzer, den sie als Double Phantasm hat, oder was? Hey. No then, if you will excuse me, Prince Devious, I must be going. I do hope you enjoy playing Guide to Shadir. You're looking for a weapon that can destroy the world, right? I really didn't want to tell you this, but right now we need all the help we can get, even from a beast. I have an idea where you can find an even stronger product. It's right up your alley. So if I were you, I wouldn't cut my losses in Britain just yet. Orkney. Das Loch, hust, ja ne? Avalon Lafay Fragment. Ich sag nur, da unten ist doch irgendwie, wie hieß das Vieh nochmal? Egal. Orkney, End of Fey Area 400 after the fall of Londinium. Du weißt schon, was ich meine. Also, das wird wahrscheinlich der originale König des Lostbelts sein, oder? Kernenus, genau. Und witzigerweise, ich sehe überall Bilder von Borgeth Sis in der Form von dem Kernenus. Also ich frage mich echt, was da abgeht. Also ich habe ja auch noch null Plan. Ich sehe die halt immer nur zusammen und ich denke mir so, hängen die zusammen? Ist das etwa die Priesterin von dem oder irgendwas? Das würde nämlich dann voll Sinn machen, warum die dann als Tochter oder so irgendwie angestellt hat, weißt du? Das wär so krass. Totrot, where did Ass go? She went to check on the world tree, the tree of emptiness. She said she's going to wither it until it dies. Then she end the Fey area and create a new land. I see, I wish there was something I could do for her, but there isn't. Ja, müssen uns leider überraschen lassen, Schweinerei, hä? It's all gone, all of it, everything, everything we all worked for destroyed just like that for no reason at all. I guess there really isn't any way left to save Britain. It doesn't feel fair that I'm the only one who gets to survive, that I get to stay behind in the future. Mesh. You've got that all wrong, Mesh. You're not staying behind in the future, you're going back home to it. Remember, you never belonged to the Fae area in the first place. So it's good that you're going back. Even Ask said this would wrap everything up nice and neat. That didn't cheer you up? Fine. If you're that worried about it, I'll make you a special promise. A promise that'll prove your coming here to this area wasn't a mistake. Special promise? That's right, you know, I used to be a real jerk before I lost to Ask. I was violent, selfish, and everyone else in the Wing clan hated me. But then I joined Ask and went around Britain beating up bad guys with her. It was a lot of fun, but it also always felt kind of empty, like there was a big hole in my heart. I used to wonder what it was really, what I really wanted to do, what I should do, and what would bring me real joy. But then you came along and filled that hole for me, Mesh. Remember when you told me about Harbertoad, the fairy from Scotland? I don't know which me is right, the Lostbelt me or the me from proper human history, but I don't care. The other me you described sounds so happy. I've decided that's who I wanna be. You gave me a dream worth living for, Mesh, and I don't mean that dream of becoming Harbertoad from proper human history. No, my dream is to see you in a bridal gown, getting happily married. Now that you've given me that dream, I'm gonna hold on to it forever. I'm always gonna be grateful you came here. So you just wait right here, and don't worry about a thing. While you are sleeping, I'm gonna become a great tailor and see off at least 100 brides. That way maybe my own little wish will come true too. I mean, if I can make 100 brides happy, that'll definitely help me become a real grown-up. Right, that's right, knowing you, Totoro. I'm sure you'll become the best seamstress in the world. Right, so that's the promise. It's okay if you forget it as long as you keep waiting here. The next time we met, I'm gonna be able to make a wonderful dress that looks absolutely smashing on you. Smash! Nice. So Marsh, the first time Lynn entered her slumber, it would be wrong for a human girl named Marsh to exist in the Fae area, you see? So by insisting that the figure in this coffin was actually the first time Lynn, there wouldn't be a paradox in the era of High Queen that was to come. Great thinking, Ask. You know, Ask, I still don't get why you're helping Mash. I'm not too smart, but even I can tell you won't gain anything from it. She has a special spirit origin. Having someone like her working for me will be useful in the future. Gotcha. Well, I don't know much about that kind of stuff, so I'm not gonna ask anything more. You're about to kill the Tree of Emptiness, right? And a whole lot of fairies are gonna die, right? Then our journey together is over. I'm gonna go back to the south and work on my fairy training. And this time, I'll do it for me. See you later, S. It's been fun. I see. Goodbye, Totoro. Training for your own sake is all well and good. But don't forget what I thought you were, Isa, right? Or KKK. Schütz. Ich habe das Gefühl hier, ich schmelze in meinem Sessel. Tag nach 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 Tag nach. Dunkel. Madari, page 14,800. It's been 400 years since that day. I'm now known far and wide as first-class seamstress. I've even seen more than 100 brides off, but my wish hasn't come true. Of course it hasn't. After all, I still haven't been able to make a dress for my first bride, the one I care about more than any other. My legs don't work so well lately, my eyesight is fading, and I can barely hold this pen. Meanwhile, Britain hasn't changed one bit. Ever since Ask quit being its savior, war between the clans has resumed, worse than ever. Now it's year 1200, the year of the Great Calamity, that occurs once every 1,000 years. Ask said this when Britain is supposed to come to an end. But I know that it won't. Mesh told me it still exists in the future. Okay, nobody should find me in here. I sat down in the corner of a northern cave. As soon as I did, my eyes stopped working, my mouth stopped moving, my mind started to go blank. Ah, I must have been even more tired than I thought. Let's see, 2009 Sheffield's Castletown. I sprinkled a petrification powder Grimmer made for me on my head. I hear the world breaking apart far off in the distance, hear the screams of fairies as they perish. It's the winter storm ringing the bell of revenge, Esk's return from Orkney, the world's end. The last war. There's no more Ufa, no more Round Table, no more Ector, no more Grimm. It's just her and the War of Winter. Sorry I couldn't be out there with you, Esk. But fighting just takes too much out of me. This is the end of the Fae era, the moment that makes our entire pilgrimage meaningless. Time as a savior vanishes from history and disappears from everyone's memory. Oof. Segboards! Coast of the End. Oh Gott, das sind wieder ganz viele Dinger, ey. Avalon La Fae. Orkney. Swish. About time we made it. So this is the northernmost point in Britain, huh? If this were proper human history Britain, we'd be right around Edinburgh, I'd say. It looks like this is about as far north as the version of Britain goes. I'd hear it was cold here, but still wasn't expecting it to be this cold. It never gets anywhere near this chilly in this house. Is that white stuff now? It's the white stuff snow? Ich glaube, das war Asche, ne? Those are the tears of the Rain Clan. They are all that remains of the Rain Clan after it was wiped out in favor of 4000. They are a song of grief and admonition to the other clans and an apology meant for the Fairy of Paradise. Who's the Fairy of Paradise? Canonus? Exactly what it sounds like, a fairy who came from paradise. Don't worry, it'll make all sense soon. An apology meant for the Fairy of Paradise? What to think of it, why did the Rain Clan die out? Was it Moors, not the fairies? Nope, the Wind, Air, Fang and Wind clans all joined forces to wipe them out in one night. An alliance between 4 clans, that would definitely be enough to wipe out a single clan. But I thought the clans all hated each other until Morgan united all of Britain. So and why would that many disparate clans form an alliance like that? Good question, it's hard to imagine that happening unless they all hated the Rain Clan more. A strong common enemy and all that. Were the other clans just afraid of the Rain Clan? Or were they just that powerful? Not at all, the Rain Clan was just quite a peaceful clan, just like the Mirror Clan. The whole reason they took up residence here in the north was out of desire not to fight the clans in the south. And why? Because they'll help the Fairy of Paradise. They took pity on her when she washed up her from paradise and raised her as the princess, like she was one of their own. Those other clans, well, they didn't like that at all. They were all, no way we're letting her go on a pilgrimage, all those traitors need to die for this. Traitors? Sorry, no more chit chat for now. We've got someone here to welcome us to Orkney. Ooh. Oh! Great. Wolfie! Oh wow, what a beautiful wolf. Its fur looks warm. Cuckoo-lane! Yeah, there's almost something godly about it. Wait, it actually has real divinity? But there's no gods in Britain. Does that mean there's a divine spirit somewhere nearby? Platsch, platsch, platsch. It's heading off that way. Do you think it wants us to follow it? Yep, there's a little boat up ahead I used myself a long time ago. We can take it up to Orkney. Don't worry, it's only a 30-minute ride, and once we get there, my adventure will be over. Oh, hab it rot! Hab it rot! Bling. Ah, Daumen nicht lang genug, während ich trinke. Komm, wir nehmen Berserker. Sollte doch vollkommen reichen, würde ich jetzt einfach mal behaupten. Hier ist mal ein. Looks like White Wolves headed toward a campfire. Yeah, and there's another wolf already there along with... Hey there, you are Frankie. What's up with this fish moon in caught? Ist okay. Thoms. That's a servant, Imoto. Does mean there's been another proper human history servant besides Obyron here? No wait, I recognize that robe. Ja, ach, wer hätte das gedacht, ne? Ja. Hey Imoto, about time you got here. I was beginning to think you'd never show up. Kukulane! Hey Bude! Kukulane? Whoa there, mind not calling me that? It really drags the Spirit Ocean output down. Down here I've gone by Grimmer for a long time now, don't forget it. Grimmer, come to think of it, I do remember there being an old fairy by that name in Europe, but... Wasn't it also another name for the Norse Alfather? What you didn't tell him about me, Arbitro? Well, even after I bailed you out in Sheffield? Yikes, there was so much happening back then that I didn't realize at the time, but you've really got know it, Grimmer. What are you talking about? I'm as Ubisoft as I was. I don't know what my predecessors was like, but I'm the second generation, sorry to disappoint. Man, I had no idea time could be so brutal. As stop dead, the shock if she saw you now. You Grimmer the Sage Kukulane? How does that work? Sure, I'll be glad to fill you in. Not like this now is our first time meeting, is it? Nope. But first, I've got to see if the Chat of Prophecy is the real deal or not. Ja. Blaps! Huhn! Bei der Macht meiner Hude! Damn, this guy means business. It's alright if you fight back, Imoto. I think so. Good. Got it. It seems this man's much less nice than your usual acquaintance, Imoto. I don't know why, but something about this guy really rubs me the wrong way. Come on, let's get him. Ich frag mich nur warum. Ich frag mich nur warum. Ist absolut keine Anspielung auf Fate Stay Night. Absolut keine Anspielung. Weil Kukulane und Shido haben sich nie gemocht. Weil der hat ja Saber das Herz durchstochen, also zumindest so teilweise. Die konnte ja ein bisschen dodgen, aber... Ja, richtig Taushimasu. Das wird eigentlich sogar ziemlich easy, würde ich mal behaupten. Warte mal. Die Wölfe werden so oder so tot sein. Grimmer wird vielleicht gerade so überleben. Das heißt, sie will Ultin. Mr. Pooh. Das bringt mir eh nichts, aber egal. Damage Output hoch. Stun brauche ich nicht, weil ich habe Evade, Invincible und nochmal Evade drauf. Ja gut. Wird eigentlich passend sein. Und tschüss. Der ist so ne. Das hat schon mal eine wohl. Kengu Batu! So sieht! Musashi Miyamoto! Dack, sagt er. Ja, hab's mir schon gedacht, dass es so am Ende ausläuft. Chisai desu ne. Ja, er ist eh schon voll. Als ob das großartig was macht, weißt du. Außer er macht Show-Hit, das wäre was anderes. Willkommen! Ja, will ich auf mich drauf latschen oder was?
やるじゃないですか。
Ja, Death Down und Burn oder.
燃えろ
Unglaublich viel Damage, hä? So. Hier 90, 50, 100. Ja!
そこか。
Und bye bye!
ですか？
Reicht doch. Easy. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Und dabei ist das gerade mal eigentlich für so einen Flash-Mob eigentlich mehr hochgedacht. Aber so gesehen war es ja auch eher mehr bei so kleineren Mobbys. Mobby-Lines. So the Child of Prophecy likes you gang up on a heroic spirit she's never met before, huh? Alright, I see how it is. I have nothing to say to a kid who can't even be civil. Go on, get out of here. What? You were the one who said to bring it on. Isn't that right, Imoto? You were the one who said we should fight him. You didn't say anything like that. What? Nope, I sure didn't. I just made a fire because it's so cold out here. What are you, damn child? Sucking like a little brat just cause you lost? Yep, that's good, alright. You might be all grown up now, but you're still mean as ever. Alright, Grimmer, tell us what's going on here. How long have you been back in Britain? How long have you been back? That sounds like... Cool, I mean, Grimmer, this wouldn't have been happened to you if the second time being summoned here, would it? So, would the first time be long ago back in the Fey area, and the second time be, well, now? Oh, we got a clever one here, Guess you would have to be, since you already saved humanity once. Ja, anyway, I think that's enough joking for now. Sesh, du olle Socke, na, wie geht's? Was hast du Schönes gemacht und danke für den Redo. So, jetzt muss ich mal ausprobieren, ob das diesmal funktioniert mit dem scheiß Shoutout. Oder ob sich so denkt, so nö, Alter. Oh Gott, oh, ich bin gerade mit feuchten Ellbogen voll gegen das Mikro gekommen. Das hat sich gerade komisch angefühlt. So, warte mal. Gezockt, Genshin. Genshin gab's. Wo bist du eigentlich storytechnisch da bei Genshin? Warte mal, Hey, Unimos! Hey, Hallöchen! Willkommen beim verrückten Vogel aus der Nachbarschaft! Wir haben gerade eine ganze Menge vorzulesen. Ich brauchte 3 Anläufe zu raiden. Ja gut, manchmal haut's halt nicht ganz hin, manchmal kriegt man noch mal ein bisschen auf die Fresse. Wie hoch hast du denn so deine Charaktere immer so? Warte mal, lass mich dir jetzt mal, Weil das Geile ist, ich habe wen anders das eine Mal geradet, wo du mich halt geradet hast und da hat das auf jeden Fall funktioniert wieder, ne? Level 60, ja, okay, gut, ne, mit Level 60, ne? So, jetzt aber, komm. Guck mal, jetzt geht's! Just a bit slow, talk so fast, my brain's too smooth! Oh, welcome! Yeah, no worries about it. We are having like a little bit of a reading session. Pretty much vision of his style because I'm like into the story right now in Avalon La Faye FGO. And I still have like a lot of story to go, so yeah. Lots of reading to do. And welcome Onimos. Welcome to the channel und welcome to the Crazy Bird. So, ja gut, ne, ich habe ja meine ganzen Charaktere auf Level 90, aber ich habe ja auch ewig nicht mehr gespielt, ne. Here's a Crazy Bird, you have to live with a flammable, oh yeah, just a little bit, right? Ja, so kein Giftbonks. But yeah. Anyway, time to read some more. Und wie lange hast du eigentlich gemacht? The Essence of Chaos. Yeah, pretty much, right? But yeah, I'm also pretty sweaty right now. I also need my cheese empty. Hab auch erstmal mit dem neuen Update wieder angefangen. Ach stimmt, ich habe was gelesen, dass ein neues Update rauskam. Wie weit bist du storytechnisch? Ich war in irgendeiner Kackklippe. Ich kann mich kaum noch erinnern. Ich hab halt mehrere Jahre eigentlich nicht mehr gestreamt gehabt, oder zumindest gespielt gehabt, Genshin. Ich habe kurz vor Yai aufgehört. So I did quit shortly before Yai dropped. And then I streamed a little bit. But after that, yeah, I didn't have really much time for Genshin after that. Ich habe gerade erst die zweite Stadt abgeschlossen. Ah, Liwe. Also ich bin jetzt irgendwo mitten in Inazuma. Hab auch aufgehört, wo es ziemlich neu war. Ja, bei mir war das Schlimme, ich hab's halt viel zu sehr gesuchtet. Ich hab so krass gesuchtet mit den Battle Passes und alles, ne? Und ja. Oh ja. Irgendwann habe ich mir dann selbst dann gekillt am Ende, ne? Now that I've crossed staves with you, I can tell for sure that you're the Child of Prophecy, the Fairy of Paradise. Oh! The Child of Prophecy is the Fairy of Paradise? Allow me to introduce myself again. I'm Grimmer the Sage, my true name is Kukulane. I'm a heroic spirit from proper human history. 6,000 years ago, I was summoned here as the divine spirit of Odin. This time around, I've been standing guard here day and night for the last year on Odin's behalf. Juhu! Aber wäre es nicht eigentlich, wenn es die Wölfe werden? Wäre es tatsächlich eigentlich Loki, aber hey, man kann was erzählen. So, oh Gott, mehr zum Vorlesen. Mehr zum Vorlesen! Und das ohne Ausdauer zu verballern. The Divine Spirit? So then is this one of those god beings you told me about Imoto? But he's so affable. He's not the least bit majestic. That's about the reaction I was going for. You're a lot more amiable than I expected. You're right, I'm not all that majestic. I might be here as Odin's proxy, but I'm still just another heroic spirit, like that old man over there. So how about you just call me Grimmel? You know, like a friendly old brother or sort? Ah, mit dem alten weiter. Ha! Mit der Shido. Ha! Older brother, if you're here as a divine spirit's proxy, then you're just as much of an old man on the inside as I am. No way, I'm young in mind and body. No way, cause a bit of before I got old. I wonder why those two get along so poorly. Ich frag mich nur warum. By the way, Sash, falls du es nicht wissen solltest, warum die sich nicht mögen, das ist eine Fate Stay Night Referenz, also aus dem Anime. Die haben sich ja nie gemocht, weil... Ja, der liebe Kukulane hat Shido, der jetzt hier als Muramasa ist, das Herz durchstochen. Und ja, und der hat das irgendwie trotzdem überlebt, weil die Rin hat ihren Kristall geopfert, um das Herz wieder herzustellen. Und dann hat er das festgestellt, dass er wieder neben war, halt wieder hinterher. Und dann hat er halt es geschafft, Saber zu beschwören. Und hat dann, damit konnte er sich sozusagen aus seinem Schicksal dazu ein bisschen befreien. Aber andererseits hat er dann auch seinen Nobel Phantasm eingesetzt. Nicht von der Form, wie du ihn jetzt hier siehst, sondern das ist ja eine Caster-Variante. Im Anime war er die Lancer-Variante. Und da hat er sozusagen seine Spezialfähigkeit, sein Hogu, Skeibolg. Das ist sozusagen ein Phantasmal-Speer, der alle Hindernisse durchdringt, egal Realität, Zeitraum. Und der trifft immer zu 100% das Herz. Ja, sozusagen ein fataler Schlag. Und Saber war in der Lage, halt dem fatalen Schlag halt auszuweichen, aber ist halt trotzdem ziemlich krass verletzt worden dabei. Und die Scheiße ist, durch seinen blöden Speer, die Wunden, die der verursacht, heilen nicht. I bet a whole fate thing. Das ist es! Der Umre, das ist die Referenz, Mann! I bet a whole fate thing. Das Umre ist die Referenz, Mann! But never mind that, I've got some explaining to do first, don't I? Unfortunately, my role here is more than a little complicated. So I think I start by clearing that stuff up. This Nabimoro, you too, Child of Prophecy. First up, my relation to Chaldea. I'm the same heroic spirit you formed the conjure with in Fuyuki. Ah, yeah, I did get reset when I went back to the Throne of Heroes. But I retained my records of you, Olga Mary and King Arthur, who's still holding her ground here. Oh, what? I see you're talking about the singular F. Well, boah, jetzt kam gerade was hoch, ne? Or Fuyuki X. A study has defined it. The one that took place in Fuyuki 2004. I've seen the data on that incident too. Oh, ich hab schon den ganzen Tag Scheiß, oder zumindest jetzt, wo ich den Stream angefangen habe, ich so Frosch im Hals, das ist voll schrecklich. And I'm pretty sure any server that's been dismissed will never be bring any records back with him. You can thank my divine spirit for stepping in on that. Hell, in my case you could even call it the counterforce. And the god who gave me this authority explicitly said he wanted me to watch out for you guys from Chaldea. He's also the god of magecraft and wisdom, see? And apparently he looked into the future and saw we needed to do something here before things got real bad. By here I meant Fuyuki and Britain, and by do something he meant. Ja. Flup flup. Well, it seems to come down to, in a word, recovery. See, this god's had his eyes on this Lostbelt for a hell of a long time. Multidimensional eyes, specifically. Ja, den halt, ne? He first summoned me here 6,000 years ago, ate the Fairy of Paradise. That was the first Grimmer, the sage she was, pseudo-servant possessing a local fairy's body. I remember he was about 13 years old and he had a sword instead of a staff. Did he know? Well, ain't that something? What kind of kid was he? He was a real brat, always getting into trouble. Ask leaned on him a lot though. So and I used to be battle buddies. That's good to hear. Yep, after we parted ways with Ask, the two of us talked a lot. You made that magic powder for me and came up with a plan that disappearing during the Great Calamity, right? Yep, the previous Grimmer disappeared, either because Ask revoked his contract or because she killed the Tree of Emptiness. But before he disappeared, Odin left some insurance in the form of a countermeasure to be implemented if the Lostbelt swapped places with reality. He knew that once humanity's everybody dies, ending the incineration of humanity had been resolved, there'd be no avoiding the bad ending, the reconstruction of humanity. All the necessary conditions were in place. So he figured at least he could do was handle the issue here to take some of the load of Chaldea. And I'm the pseudo-servant he chose to help resolve that. In the first phase he conferred his authority upon me, making me a caster, then he showed up at point X for Yuki and formed the bond with Chaldea. After that he sent me here to Britain, where humanity would be in real dire straits if someone didn't step in. Though I had no idea about Grimmer the Sage before I got here. The only thing I inherited was my duty as a divine spirit of proper human history. I didn't know the first thing about this place. I was in the same boat as Imoto in that regard. So after I was summoned here, I spent a year investigating what happened in the era of High Queen. I learned about the calamities, the clans Morgan, the Tamlin, the transition from the Fae era to the era of the High Queen. And once I saw that in the bell tower here, I put most of the pieces together. I knew that my job was to wait for you guys here. To ensure that the pilgrimage succeeded, and to get the Fairy of Paradise back to Paradise. What does that mean exactly? Don't overthink, it's just like Fuyuki. From here on, I'm gonna accompany you on your journey. I'll act as one of your servants and all that. In exchange, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to fulfill Einzel's prophecy, the promise Esk couldn't keep. I guess Kid Me was too soft to get the job done, but that's the job Grimmer the Sage here has to do. Bum bum bum. Luft gleich. It's an awfully roundabout way of summoning a servant to help, but I'm glad to have you on board, Grimmer the Sage. Ah, lecker lecker. First off, we'd love to hear what you know about the Fae area and the era of High Queen before that. You don't gotta tell me, you're here looking for the shield girl, right? You're more worried about your trusted partner's safety than about fixing humanity. No, it's not very sagely, but personally, I couldn't give you more with that stance. Besides, I'm sure she knows way more about the Fae area than I do, so may as well hear from her instead. Thanks, Kukulane. Oh, grateful. Two-handed shake, eh? No, that's how you young people ought to be. So you know where Mash is? Then does that mean? Yep, she's by the Bell of Pilgrimage. See that broken down castle over there? The bell tower's right at the top. Well, that makes this simple. Come on, Imoto, let's go get her. Unfortunately, it's not that simple. We got some real nasty things to get past between here and there. They look like the kind of ghosts you'd see wandering around in the foggy woods, but they're all way farther than you'd think. You still gotta get past them, of course, but don't go thinking they're weak just cause they're ghosts. In fact, if things go wrong, you might find these creatures much harder to fight than any other enemy you've faced so far. Okay. Werden wir gleich mal sehen. Ruler. Why? Warum, Mann? Warum Ruler? Ich mag keinen Ruler, Mann. Wieso krieg ich keinen ordentlichen Berserker hier? Ich will kein Level 90, Mann. Ich bin ein bisschen stronger. Komm schon, Level 100. Ah Gott. Hier, da, Cory. Cory, Gott sei Dank. Cory saved mich jetzt gerade. Bin jetzt ein Avenger. Avenger ist gut. Nur... Mal gucken. Wenigstens Avenger. Habe ich einen Avenger, der sich buffen kann? Warte mal. Nee, du nicht. Habe ich einen Avenger mit einer Multi-Ulti? Multi-Ulti! Anti-Army-Ulti? Reicht nicht aus. Selbst wenn ich es wollte. Tatsache. Ist nicht drin, ne? Ich will zwar mir Moto nehmen, aber das Problem ist halt, ne? Ja gut. Auf da! Akusa! Nee, danke, der ist doch Level 1. Bist du denn bekloppt? Und außerdem ist es selber ein Ruler und kein Avenger. Du Nase. Du bist mir einer. Suicide? Mensch, das ist ja so leise im Kampf. Was ist denn da passiert? Ich weiß, wollte ich nur ärgern. Ich glaube auch Level 1, Alter. Ich bin doch nicht bekloppt. Aber ey, guck das mal an. Easy. Und so war neu. Stop it. Noch bist du da. Zashin-Tokeni Des. Ach, nein. Ah. Aber ich tue mir trotzdem schon leid. Ich werde Bibi als zweites zünden, um Ganyu volles Potenzial rauszuholen. Jetzt will ich mal sagen. Weg mit den Typis! Quesa, jetzt oh ja, das tat schon weh. Das Überleben ist definitiv als reduziert. Michemetsu? Chisai desu ne. Okay, einer ist schon weg, aber jetzt ist trotzdem Game Over. Kengo Batu! Und der ist so sexy! Musashi Miyamoto! Tschüss! Oh, das war ein bisschen antiklimaktisch ohne Ton. Oder was siehst du ohne Ton? Vor allem, die soll schwer gewesen sein. Das war ein First Round Kill, Mann. Easy peasy, Level Squeezy mal wieder. Komm, die kannst du mir nicht so leicht machen. Nee, nicht morgen. Ah, guck mal hier. Macht's mir echt leicht, kann das sein? Ey, ist das schon wieder ohne Kampfmusik? Ach, mein Nebel. This fork is nuts. Don't be hasty, the bell tower is not going anywhere. You need to take it nice and slow. Through this fog, we are gonna stick together. Hey Grimmer, we covered enough ground by now that we ought to be at the bell tower. Hell, we just went up a big staircase a little while ago. So why these things? What can I say? This stuff happens. Druids aren't usually the ones to commune with the dead. But what the hell? They're asking if you're qualified. Looks like they really don't want you to going on ahead. What do you say, Moto? Wanna wait here until the fog clears up? No, I don't see that happening. Yeah, you heard it, lady and gents. We appreciate your warning, but you needn't have bothered. What are you guys still doing here anyway? Souls are supposed to reincarnate here now. How about we help speed that along? Ruf weg bitte, wir machen Smash! Krach, Bombeng und weg damit! So, mal gucken, was jetzt kommt. Wieder nach innen? Ja, nach innen. Das ist auch ziemlich easy.
名状しがたきレイトショー破壊するドロドロだけあなたが逃げないかしら
Ja,
温情はない
Onjo wa
サ
nai.
ードアイ
Kaigan. Oh, jetzt wird jetzt noch schlimmer sogar.
私の触手は残忍ですよさてどこからつぶあまり悩ませないように手に入らない
Tut mir absolut nicht leid, weißt du? Piu. Ach ja. Das Basta.
侍の旅さんたちですねアリのように並びなさい
Tschüss. Tut mir überhaupt nicht leid,
こ
weißt
れ
du?
が本当の私始まりは極小広がりは無限すべて我が心臓に収まり
Edin Sugar de Quasar. Das sieht jetzt noch nach wenig aus, aber das kracht gleich
乙女の
richtig.
秘密見ちゃいますちょっと
Genauso
美味
wie
し
die
そう
Ruler.
なのね
Also,
クークーお腹
leichter
が
hätten sie es mir nicht machen können. Chisai, 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 das ist ne. Was war denn das für ein komisches Geräusch gerade eigentlich? Irgendwas im Hintergrund. Gehört.
神戸を垂れよ
Das hat mich gerade richtig verwirrt.
恐怖は
Ich dachte, das war gerade Jurik, aber da stand gar nichts.
何人も
Okay,
ゴールに当たらず
das ist der originale Lancelot drüber gewesen.
私は原始宇宙から来た女神一時の勝利など嬉しくもなくもないわ
Das sind die originalen Roundtables, Leute. Und ich dachte, du bist das. Nee. Ich war's nicht. Hey, aber guck mal, jetzt können wir ein bisschen Ausdauer verballern. Schweinerei. Ey. Mir ist warm, weißt du, und der Tee macht sich besser. Ach, guck mal. Da ist die Glocke, aber die Glocke ist ein bisschen am Arsch aus. We made it to the top. There's the bell tower, just like Grimmer said, and over there. Ach, guck dir das mal an. Wir haben Mesh gefunden! Mesh! That's right, she's been in this coffin for the past 2400 years, since Fey Area 400. 2400 years? Why? Your guess is as good as mine. You'll have to ask her about it yourself. But according to the notes of the first Grimmer left, the coffin spell should be lifted once the master touches it. You made it. You two are finally reunited. However... War ja so klar, man. Looks like there's still one last obstacle left to overcome. You won't be able to get near that coffin or the bell unless you or we do something about those things. Stimmt, die waren auch das letzte Mal. Wo wir bei der Bell waren, das eine Mal. Give him hell, Altschwer. You're the only one who can beat him. Are you okay with this, Habitud? Even though they're calling you names? I'm fine. You're just hearing things. Go on, Altschwer, get him. This terror is beloved. By a group of gentle, peaceful fairies, it's Orkney's holiest place. The ancient era these spirits belong to is long over. It's time they left. Baumblatt! Bla bla blam 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 blam. So, haben wir nochmal. Nee. Da. Das ist gut, das ist okay. Ah, na gut. Yes. Yes. Ach komm. Das wird's wehtun, Mann. Das wird richtig wehtun. Kurzkaya. Stimmt, Kurzkaya habe ich schon ewig teilweise nicht mehr drin gehabt, oder? Ran damit. Frei, frei. Piu, 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 piu. Noms, noms. Alter Faller, ey. Warum ist mir so warm? Muss dann das Fenster erstmal komplett aufreißen. Knight of Londinium. Savior.
中罰執行
Das ist. Das ist die männliche Alturia-Variante. Und Esk. Und nicht schlecht. Was hat er eigentlich für einen Buff drauf? Charisma. Every 3 turns when you're on a battlefield. Ja gut, das wird nicht passieren. Ich glaube nicht, dass das passieren wird.
おかくの
So.
手すさびのようなもの
Piu, piu, piu. Oh, ja, das behalte ich auch.
サードアイ海
海岸
白兵戦
行きま
本
す。
にしてあげるわやだな
Piu, piu.
後に
Ja.
準備
Ja. Piu,
ご
piu,
命承
piu.
知いたしました来たれ四天王いいえ五頭天皇の紳士
Eigentlich wollte ich vorne angreifen, aber egal.
参ります五王将来
Tenno Taikai.
もうやだ
Eigentlich wollte ich den Knight of Londinium angreifen. Moment! Oh, der überlebt es sogar. Ja.
白兵戦行きます
Ikimasu. Ja. Das ist gleich wieder weg.
残酷に
写真的にです
私の触手は残忍ですよ
So, ich stun dich auf jeden Fall auch mal. Und sagen.
寝る下惨めですね
Mijime desu ne.
飼育箱に入れてあげるさあ
Aber die Neine sei. Cutting Crater. Oh Gott, das sind lange Worte. Das kriegt man nicht so ganz hin. Weil da weiß ich den genauen Aufbau nicht. Aber die
こっちこっち
müsste ich mal aufschlüsseln. Fast wieder 100% voll. Sakura Beam. Piu.
そうか
Final Night. Hahaha. Ich hab dich gestunt, du Ratte. Piu, 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 piu. Also ich könnte für Bass. Junge. Ach komm. Ja. Laps. So, weil wir gehen ja immer gerne auf Nummer sicher.
はち切れそうでしょ
Hm.
好き放題扱ってあげましょう
Das tut jetzt richtig weh.
火薬の匂いご覧になってください
Das tut das. Das könnte jetzt
あら承知
etwas wehtun, aber nur so ein kleines bisschen. Was? Tschüss. Ja, okay, das. Koenskaya, ich mag
そ
Koenskaya.
れは何よりです
Koenskaya's Buffs, ne? Sind so bösartig. Die sind so bösartig, die Dinge. Ja, die räumen auf. Tschüss. Oh Mann. Wasn't it? Yep. You did good, Altria. You think you've both come to terms with things now. Once you ring the bell, Orkney's role will be over. But first things first. Go ahead and touch the coffin, Imoto. Once you do, she'll be back to normal, like Deep Split. Los geht's! Dash! Piu, 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 piu. Als ob wir langsam hingehen würden. Ist nicht! Nax! Mesh, be free! Juhu! Okay. Bling. Gut, dann halt jetzt erst. Erst jetzt. Puh. Fertig? Why? This was supposed to be the greatest day in Britain's history. Everything was supposed to change for the better. But they killed Ufa. They slaughtered my entire round table. Like they were just trash. They asked the world of us. They fought the word of Ufa. But now they've poisoned him. They were too afraid to even face him, cowards. Ufa, talk to me, Ufa, say something. Please say anything. Just open your eyes. I never let failure stop me. I kept trying all these thousands of years. I'm doomed to failure too. It's still not enough. Am I not enough? Is it not? Can I not save Britain? Is there no Britain that can be mine? Peace, equality. I've never should have tried for either. How dare they? How dare they? I will never forgive them ever. Oh Mann, es endet ja wie Original Arthur-Story. I was born in Britain over 3,000 years ago. I defeated every calamity I faced until the day. But I was always hated afterward, never praised, never loved. Then one day after I woke from the latest of so many hibernations, I've been forced to undergo to hide from the fairies. War doch abzusehen, oder? Ja schon, ne? Aber trotzdem. I finally understood my enemy wasn't just the calamities, it was the fairies of Britain as well. They were pure and innocent in the truest sense. They enjoyed both good and evil things alike without losing either that purity or innocence. Bisschen wie Kinder, eh? They are at their core no different than those loathsome humans who drove me from Britain. So I crushed every possibility, also a possible source of malice, interests, discrimination, oppression, envy, mockery, all of it. I tore up every weed to prevent malice from taking root, and all with their knowledge and consent. Maybe not every fairy agreed, but by and large, they understood what I did would create a better future and supported it. Just enough malice remained. Few fairies took one look at the foundation of peace so many had worked so hard to build. And tore it apart because they didn't like it, because they could. I give up. Even when all this has failed, it's still come nothing. They can never believe in people's so-called goodness, never understand it. Even if I did, what would be the point? Everything I did, everything I worked for, was just a waste of time. After all the times they betrayed me, I should have known better, but I still clung foolishly to a sliver of hope. Now, because I wasted my time caring about something totally absurd, I failed yet again. My intent is to keep Britain alive. If that's what I want, then I was a fool to think being its savior was the way to accomplish it. No more. I will find another way, a better way. That's it. I won't deliver the fairy's absolution. I won't deliver salvation. Enough of this Fae of Paradise, of being Avalon LaFae, should have ruled this land from the start. There she is. It's as the agitator, capture alive. The clan heads have ordered that she be made to stand trial. Wait, stop. I'm not Ask. I'm not... But wait, who am I? Who am I? Oh no. I heard a fairy screaming in the distance. She wasn't me. She was the one who sold us out to the clan heads. Used my magecraft to erase her memories and make her look like me. Ooh! Once again, everyone will believe Ask the Savior's dead. This time she won't come back. I concern myself with the calamities. Can be bothered to stop every little act of destruction. I have a more important task to focus on, in 400 years before the next great calamity arrives. The Tree of Emptiness, a needle made on a foreign planet to close the seam in the universe. I already know how it works, it's beautifully designed, but it is of no consequence to me. Take the rest of the universe, for all I care, Celestial Sphere, but Britain is mine. I'm going to end this cosmic fantasy and make my own dream come true. No more of this Lostbelt. What if absurdity? I will make my Britain real, even if I must stitch it to the fabric of this planet myself. Londinium is destroyed. The Savior has no doubt been executed in Salisbury by now. Mal gucken, wie viel Tee habe ich noch? Actor has already gone his own way. It's only us heading to Orkney. So, der letzte Rest auf Tee. So. Danach habe ich definitiv genug geschwitzt und definitiv kann ich dann schön auf Klo rennen, wenn ich mittendrin penne dann. Wird bestimmt so auf Halbzeit beim Schlafen definitiv die Blase rufen. You were right all along, Mesh. Our pilgrimage was for nothing. What? No, that's not. Please don't look so sad. I've grown used to this. Besides everything, all of this, even the conversation we're having now, is merely a hypothetical the tree of emptiness is creating. It doesn't matter what we do, the Fey era is going to end, and the era of the High Queen will begin. Esk's failure was probably inevitable. I just couldn't handle the way things ended, that's all. Esk. Londinium is destroyed, Esk is executed. The first time Lynn goes to Orkney along with her coffin. That's how the Savior's tale ended in the era of the High Queen you came from. So we need to make sure that's exactly how things turn out, or there will be paradoxes when you wake up. Fire will last for 400 more years than in its 12,000th year. The next great calamity will destroy everything, and the era of the High Queen will begin without the Tree of Emptiness. Once the era of the High Queen begins, you will be unable to act as Nash until after the calamity of Norwich 2019. If you do anything at all, Smash, the world will see you as Paradox from the Fey era and erase you. I see, so the moment I was sent in the Fey era with the water mirror, I was bound to live out the rest of my life in it. And to get back to the time I came from, I need to be inside the quantum coffin. That's right, even though we know how ray shifting works, we can traverse this race time without a coffin. That is probably exactly why Morgan only sends calamities back in time to the Fey era. Fey era can tolerate a few inconsistencies as long as the era of the High Queen remains intact, nothing else matters to her. I doubt she cares at all about the suffering the calamities she sends back to the Fey era will cause. Besides, to perfectly be honest, I know how this war is going to turn out. Even if you had never come from the future to make it clear, I've always known the Savior will fail. Huh? So I already knew that the Fey era would end, and the era of the High Queen would follow it? No, not that part. I did not know, but by the year you came from 2019, or 14019 in Fey era terms, Britain would already be destroyed. It's what happened in the first Lostbelt Britain, the real one. But I didn't like that, so I came to the Fey era from the future like you. From my perspective, this has always been the second version of this world. Though, now that you're here, I suppose you could call it the third. Or maybe it's just a slightly different take on the second, since we kept the basic chain of events the same. Can I ask you something? Does it mean your real name is... Oh god, it looks like Totoro found us a small boat. Come on, let's go, Mesh. That is Galahad, first of the Tamlin. That's your name. Now that you are going into the coffin. You, Galahad. Have you said your goodbyes to Totoro? I see, so she made a promise to you. I think it better we explain something to you, Galahad. When the Fey era transitions into the era of the High Queen, all information that was added in this new second version of the world will be erased. The era of the High Queen will be a continuation of the events from the original second version. First, the new second version will never have existed. Deswegen würde auch Totoro so oder so nicht rauskommen können, weil sie ja von vorher stammt. The only thing that will carry over is you, sleeping in this coffin. In 400 years, when the era of the High Queen has begun, I don't think even I will remember you. More precisely, I will become the second version of myself once again. So if a failure were to try and bring memories from this new second version into the era of the High Queen, And the world would perceive that fairy as foreign element, a being who was never part of the second version's Fae era. I mean, it'd be as though she never existed in the history. I do my best to prevent that from happening. As long as no one perceives the contradiction in history, she should still be able to exist. It's no trouble. I already intended to have you forget everything and I'm about to tell you as long as you remain in Britain anyway. Und wisst ihr, was mir einfällt, was ich denke, woher die Moors kommen? Die Moors kommen hundertprozentig von Kernunos, oder? Was denkst du? Listen to me closely, Galad. What I'm about to tell you now is for after you wake up from your slumber. If you and Chaldeas should succeed as excising Morgan's Fairy Britain, möglich! Weil, da hat halt der hätte eigentlich an sich ja nicht verschwinden oder nicht in Vergessenheit geraten dürfen. Das ist wahrscheinlich irgendwas mit einem Paradox, mit dem hängt das zusammen. Dass die Fae den vergessen haben am Ende und dadurch fühlt er sich betrogen wahrscheinlich. Die haben ja einen Pakt gemacht. Die hatten ja einen Pakt, weißt du? Then the battle that awaits you in the next Lostbelt will be the same as the one I face. You will battle to make peace with your own heart. Battle to understand life itself. As good as your reason to fight have been, you've lacked the will to do so. You may not have been aware of it, but have been thinking of power to hurt others, to hurt the world. Something bad, consequently you've been running from it. Yep, but everyone has the ability to cause harm, the responsibility that comes with it. Ich sag nur, der Hahn ist die Kanone von ihr. It isn't that humans want to do good, they just keep choosing things that they think will give them the best possible future. And there's no right answer in those choices, no matter how many people they may end up saving. Since there are no right answers, you must decide for yourself what to protect, what you will fight against, Galahad. You will come to know many hearts and minds, and all will be different. Some will try to understand, some will refuse to give up. Some will be accepting, some will refuse to succumb to hate. Some will try to shake hurt off, some will refuse to corrupted or influenced. But no matter how wonderful a person may be, they will never have a heart free of conflict. Every heart has its battle to fight. Please try to stop running from that. Because when the hole in your heart is filled with a reason to fight, that's all your own. Then Galahad will once again entrust you with all of his power. No heart is free of conflict, no matter what sort of person you are. That's why you probably have forgotten this by the time you wake up. When the time comes, I will make sure you remember. Though even I can't say whether you'll become someone different like I did, or if you remain yourself as you continue to grow. This is goodbye. Oh, one final thing. You should know that even if you should meet me after you wake up, I won't know you. You may think of the coffin I left here after you were caught up in the water mirror in Norwich. I may even realize what it all means. But I'm quite sure that me you met then will no longer be asked. Nope. Thank you so much for everything, Ask. If you knew how things were going to turn out. I think your journey did the name Savior justice. Well, sure, we gave it all we had, didn't we? Farewell, brave knight of the future. In light of your achievements, I let you in on a secret. Asked Savior isn't my real name. My adopted mother gave it to me after Orkney was destroyed. My true name is Morgan. Huh! The fuck? The fuck? Nicht dein Ernst! I'm Avalon LaFay, the fairies of paradise, who rushed up here from the planet's inner sea to save Britain. Ja, what the fuck, ne? Ja, was zur Hölle? Ich hab mit allen gerechnet, aber... Ich hab gesagt, Altria! Also King Arthur's arch-enemy, the witch who destroyed all of Britain in proper human history. Ja, richtig! Wait! Dann hat der Typ... Der hat bloß eine Kopie beschworen! Der hat bloß eine Kopie beschworen! This is the name of the Lostbelt's king who awaits you in the distant future. One Shadea must defeat. The fuck? Ey, jetzt bin ich ultra verwirrt. Und deswegen ist die dann ein Berserker. Jo. The Eis. It's breaking. Be free! Déjà vu! Knister, knister, knaser! Flaps! Mensch! Richtig cooles Artwork. Deswegen auch immer erinnert mich das gerade an Breath of Fire 3. Ich glaube, ist ja auch aus dem Kristall geboren worden. Ist ja nämlich tot, der gerade an Breath of Fire 3. Wow, I've got you, Mesh. Flaps. Is this Orkney? I think I was just told something very important. Are you awake now? Senpai? It's me, welcome back, Bash. For good this time. You. Right, I'm back, Senpai. I've been on a very, very long journey. There's so many things I want to tell you. This Sheffield the Fair and Ask the Savior who sent me back here. Bam, bam. Richtig cool, aber. Was wirklich so gedacht? And so at long last, she and Timoto were reunited. Finally freed from the coffin, she took her in her arms and held her tight. They embraced warmly but quietly, each treasuring the other's presence. Upon seeing this heartwarming and eye-searing sight, I found myself letting out a sigh of relief, disappointment. The mage from the world of humans. A young woman upon whom other places a crushing burden, regardless of how she felt about it. Sure, she isn't perfect, she lied, obfuscated, made plenty of mistakes. But it was also abundantly clear that she was doing her best to hide her dissatisfaction, no matter how much she tried to cover it up. That's why I couldn't help but to come with her all this way. But now I can see she has a true friend, and she really cares about. It's great. It makes sense, really. She would never have made it this far if she hadn't put her trust in others. Of course, I should have known that she and I were nothing alike. Waren das die Gedanken von seinem lieben Child of Prophecy? Kann ich mir nicht anders vorstellen. That's everything I experienced here in Britain. To sum up, there have been 2 iterations of the Faerers. Ask the Savior has been alive for 6,000 years. She also actually Queen Morgan. Oh, sie erinnert sich doch! And while Ask wasn't capable of it, as Queen Morgan, she's able to reshift things. Finally, Ask also referred to herself as the Fairy of Paradise. Does any of that help? Definitely, if nothing else, I know I have a pretty good idea as how to the era of the High Queen, that is, the current era of Fairy Britain came about. Yo, you do? I didn't get it at all. My only thought after hearing all of that was, I guess Japan ain't the only island nation whose people have nothing better to do than fight each other. Believe me, that's got nothing to do with being an island. It's pretty much the same in Europe. Wherever there are territorial, religious and or class difference, you're going to get war. So, ich hab mich mal jetzt schlafen. Jo, dann, gute Nacht, Jurik. That since it's an island, to worry about invaders as much as his lack of adjoining land, the warfare was inevitable end up being waged among its own people. But even so, there's something off about this Britain. Sure, it's had more than its share of problems, like the lack of land, lack of humans, and different ethnic groups taking up residence in the form of the northern fairies. But even so, they should have been able to put aside the differences and come together as a nation sooner. Yet it sounds like there was no end of war all during the failure, no matter how many times the saga smoothed things over. Do you know what the cause of that constant discord was, Imoto? Calamities? Sorry, but no, those are definitely one of the main triggers, but there's still a deeper issue at play. That's right, the Fairy of Paradise Avalon of A. In addition to the clan's turf war, the main dispute was what to do about her. The opinions were split right down the middle. But before we got into that, I think we'd better clear up what exactly the Fairy of Paradise is. Isn't it right, Althea? Go on then. It's about time you told him the duty you've known about since, no, the duty you were given when you were born. Easy, Grimmel, you don't have to be that hard on her. You mean I didn't tell you already? That's weird, guess it slipped my mind. Okay, I can tell you now. Then it's not like it's any big deal secret after all. As you can probably guess from the name of the Fairy of Paradise, it's a fairy that was sent here from Avalon, the planets in the sea. The duty part though, that's a little vague. When I was born, I had a voice telling me venture into Britain and right its wrongs. That's it, that's all I got. I think it must have been the same from a predecessor, the Fairy of the Lake. Apparently the Fairy of Paradise is a star seed washed up on Earth's surface from paradise. If she's lucky enough to take root on the surface, she'd become an infant of sorts. It keeps growing like human until she reaches her mature form. Most fairies seem to either love her or hate her for that. Morgan must have been a star seed when she washed up on Orkney all those years ago. Rain Clan's leader then raised her as her daughter, which ultimately led to Orkney being destroyed. In my case, I'm guessing first washed up in the Lake District, after which the Mirror Clan leader threw me out to the sea. It was probably sheer luck that the Fairies of Tintigel found and rescued me. So the clans saw the Fairy of Paradise as their enemy? Well, yes, but not all of them. If nothing else, the head of the Rain Clan raised Morgan like she was her own daughter. Though that also led to the other clans putting aside the difference just to wipe them out. It's the upper class fairies with the most prominent bloodlines who most hate and fear the Fairy of Paradise. And that's because you don't want her to form a new clan. I don't think that's it. We've already gotten the King clan coming into the kind of replace the Rain clan after all. So seeing how they have been clan changeovers before, I guess it takes more to inspire that kind of hatred. Right on, remember what we said about outsiders before? That's right, the Fairy of Paradise may be a fairy, but she's not a British fairy. As far as the clans are concerned, both Morgan and Althea are invaders from a foreign land. Well, more specifically, they seem as the ideal rightful heirs. The Rain clan heard the voice of Paradise and decided to follow the Fairy of Paradise. They believed Morgan was truly meant to be the Isle King. For them, pilgrimage was probably a ritual meant to return Britain to its rightful king. But other clans, Wind, Earth, Fang and Wing, refused to accept it. Instead, they all banded together to destroy the Rain clan and their hometown of Orkney. Right, that's the fall of Orkney that took place in Fair Area 4000. The Fairy of Paradise survived that attack and began a journey to save Britain under the name Esk. Yep, that was probably the key point. What do you mean? Let's go over the whole timeline briefly to make sure we are all on the same page. I hope you don't mind, Althea, but I'll make things easier for us if you use BC method of counting. Yes! Was einfach für die Tori! 12,000 BC, the British Lostbelt world compromised solely of fairies coming into existence. 11,000 BC, this is probably when the first great calamity struck. 6,000 BC, Britain's landmass grows out as far as what we call Scotland. Southern fairies encountered the northern fairies who had been living off the woods formed on Albion's remains. The War of Spring begins. After the war, the Rain clan and Mirror clan built their own kingdoms where the war was fought. 4000 BC, the Fairy of Paradise washed up at Orkney, which is summarily destroyed by the Clan Alliance. 2000 BC, the Northern Fairies arrive on British soil, once again from Ireland to the west. This leads to the War of Summer, which would have wiped out the clans if Ask hadn't stepped in to broker peace. The Northern Fairies are then welcomed into Britain as new clan, the King Clan. 400 BC, the War Autumn, the Round Table, a group of humans and human sympathizers begin an armed uprising in the name of peaceful coexistence. It leads to Ufa, a human knight being recognized by the clans as the first king of Britain. But then in Londinium on the day of Uther's coronation, a group of insurrectionists destroys the Round Table. Uther's poisoned ass is executed, the savior is never seen in Britain again. Finally, we come to 1 BC. Here a great calamity wipes out most of the fairies in Britain and puts an end to the Fey era. Ja, da war vorbei. That's a rough timeline of the major events of the Fey era based on all of the information we have so far. What's this key point you mentioned? What else? The point where the timeline diverges into a first and second version. The first version, the original timeline, Fey of Paradise must have been killed in Orkney during the massacre of 4000 BC. In that timeline, Britain experienced a number of catastrophes. In 1 BC ultimately became a completely dead wasteland. May have still been a few straggling survivors, but the land would never again gain the numbers it needed to flourish as a seed. I guess that for the next 2000 years or so, became a vast wasteland where lower class fairies were just barely able to eke out subsistence level existence with nothing in the way of civilization. But if the Fairy of Paradise survives the attack of 4000 BC, then we get Fairy Britain we know now, huh? Gotcha, so she really is protecting Britain at last, technically. That's right, over 90% of the fairy population was wiped out by the Great Calamity of 1 BC. That's when the debt they incurred at Londinium finally caught up to them. It all happened on an incandescent scale. It was the Calamity of the Beast, which devoured the fairy cities, and the Calamity of Flames, which razed everything to the ground. According to the first Grimmer notes, those are the two calamities that ended up British Lostbelt, however. We still don't know who she did it. It was after that all went down that Morgan began a new era. She must have used the spell powerful enough to wither the whole damn Tree of Emptiness. That was when she stopped the British Lostbelt from ending there and revived it as Fairy Britain. Oh, also ist wirklich halt ein Paradox. Yup, when she did, the fairies who had nearly been driven to extinction came back as their next generation successors. And just a few months later, things were back to normal, the clans at each other's throats again. It was when an invader appeared, one that had all the fairies quaking in their boots. She came from Orkney, Britain's long forgotten north, and storms came with her. Once again, the fairies banded together to try and kill her, but she was far stronger than all of them combined. So the invader dominated all of Britain's fairies self, built the castle of Camelot besides the pit as a sign of her dominance. That invader was Morgan, and the war her invasion began was the War of Winter. This event at Ursharet in the first year of the era of the High Queen, or 1 AD in proper human history. Ja gut, ne? Da haben die sich also getrennt, seelentechnisch. Dann wait. Dann ist unser Child of Prophecy ist dann aus Version 1 und Morgan ist aus Version 2. Es ist wirklich ein richtig Hardcore-Paradox. But so what? However, she might have ended up there. Morgan's still a threat to proper human history and must be stopped. There's another Fairy of Paradise like her. You're the only one who can defeat her and return Britain to the way it should be. Right, I guess so. Oh, what do you think, Mesh? Do you want to fight Morgan? I did think of ask. I mean, Queen Morgan is a friend. But I'm still willing to fight her. I promised Bogart, Rob, Wack, Winky, and so many others that I would save the fairies of Britain. We tried talking to her first, of course, but if she won't listen and fighting is our only option, then I won't hold back. I maybe ask to save his friend, but I'm not one of the Queen Morgan's Knights. Aber da kommt dann wirklich die große Frage, wie haut das dann hin, dass Morgan den ihr Servant ist? Right, of course. Man, she's so responsible. Are you done talking now? Then hurry up and ring the bells. We can get back to Britain already. I don't know about you guys, but I've had enough of this cold. Plus the others are probably worried about us. Alright, Happy Cat. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. Habitod, was it? You must be one of the fairies who've been helping Senpai out on the journey here. It's a pleasure to meet you. Ah. Thanks, but really don't have to be so formal. I'm just kind of along for the ride. What's going on? What? What's there to say? This is how it is. I mean, when did they say she and I were friends, or even acquaintance? I'm just a guy, that's all. Now that my job's done, come back to taking it easy. Ha! I mean, sure, you did just kind of show up out of nowhere. Even though you've been great about keeping immortal spirits up, never did learn much about you. So why did you do all this? And how do you already know Grimmel? Oh Dad, he and I met you a long time ago, right Grimmel? This was all part of your plan, wasn't it? Yeah, I guess so, probably. Did plan all this? Nice job, Arbiter. Now everything is wrapped up nice and neat. See, I might just be a weak lower class fairy, but I'm worried about Fairy Britain too. Now go on and ring the bell, Child of Prophecy. Once you do that, you finally be on level ground with Morgan. Alright. I'm still not entirely sure what's going on, but I can say no to those eyes. Aber das mit Habitrot verwirrt mich jetzt auch noch mal ein bisschen. Die haben sie vorher trotzdem gekannt. Song of Paradise, Voice of the Inner Sea. You who were born to be selected to decide the fate of this land. See justice done. The bells of the bones of Inception shall show you the way, forgive us these sins. Bing bong! Bing bong! Jetzt gibt's nur noch eine Kugel, sag ich schon. Eine Glocke. Halleluja. Welche Kugel, Mann? Boah Gott. Wollen wir gerade wieder eine Fliege in die Nase fliegen oder was? Man, going back was way easier than getting here. Then I take it we are headed to Edinburgh next, like we discussed in Orkney. Yep, we gotta go talk to Knocknaliara. Last time she wouldn't even give us the time of day. But now Altu is the leader of the Round Table Army, and she's rung 4 of the bells. Okay, fehlen doch noch 2. Between that and the fact that she and Knocknaliara are old friends, she should be more than willing to negotiate with us. Wait, that fair? Huh? Wait, are we at the Ashen Shore? Everything okay? Oh, I see. We already made it back. I guess the sound out. Oh, das hört sich nicht so gut an. So did the bell ring it like supposed to? Am I any different now? No, really, the bell rang nice and loud. Your spirit origin is definitely stronger. Might be still be no match for Morgan, but no ordinary fairy stands a chance against you anymore. Yep, Knocknaliara shouldn't have any issue with forming an alliance with us now. So let's march right up to Edinburgh and get this Anti-Queen Coalition underway. Boah, das hat sich gerade nicht mehr so gut angehört. Was gerade, ich vergiss die? Vergiss die, was gerade so passiert? Wird ziemlich heftig sein, ne? An Anti-Queen Coalition, huh? True, if Knocknaliara were willing to join us, we'd have enough of an army to give us a fighting chance. But Queen Morgan's been protecting Britain all on her own for 2000 years, right? I honestly don't know if I can even look someone so amazing in the eye. I really hope I can do this. Ja, Bruder Massa hat was bemerkt. Bruder Massa hat's bemerkt. Plim. Rank up. Disengage. At the Lake EX. Ja gut. Von C zu EX, Mann. Willst du mich verarschen? Ja gut. Aber ich würde mal sagen, machen wir für heute auf jeden Fall Feierabend. Ich bin richtig hart durchgeschwitzt. Ich will jetzt mal ein bisschen das Fenster aufschmeißen. Und ja, war auf jeden Fall wieder lustig. Wir sind in der Story mal endlich mal ein bisschen weitergekommen. Und morgen geht's auch schon weiter. Und ab dann halt immer wieder erstmal donnerstags. Und dann schauen wir mal weiter, ne? Also, ich würde mal sagen, Macht's gut, Leute. Tori out. Bis später. Bye bye.